Live on recording. So thank you everyone for joining today. We have a very special guest. I just met them last week, or I just met them this week, and I'm really excited to hear and learn more about what they're doing. So let me share screen. Okay, share screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And then today we can be a little bit more interactive since you might have a lot of questions, things like that. So let me open this up so we can see everyone a part of the group today. Very nice. Got about 12 people, 10 people. Okay, so let's start. So today we're going to make it very, very quick. We have a full agenda today. So here is our agenda. We're going to, let me make this a little bit smaller just so we can see the Google Docs. Okay, so we're gonna go over some quick wins for the week, and then quick market updates. We're gonna check out a live lead that I got. It's an open house this weekend, so I might take a look this weekend. She said there's a good spread. And then we're gonna go on Property Radar. I'm gonna show you guys how to build a list very quickly, how we build our lists. It's actually very easy, much easier than you think. And then we're gonna listen to open source and kind of hear about what they're doing out in Reno and out of states and what they've been doing in 1 year. They accomplish a lot just in 1 year, man. I've been trying for 10 years and I don't even have one commercial. They have like 15 commercials just in 1 year. So very impressive, very amazing work that they're doing. And there's a live meetup today at 11. So let's try to wrap up around 10:50, 11 around that time, and let's head to this meetup. It's another real estate meetup. They usually have like 20, 30 people, so very cool meetup. They're doing cool things too. They just bought a commercial in North Carolina, 60,000 square feet for only like 3 million or something. So very interesting stuff out there. Okay, cool. So wins for the week. Anyone had a productive week? It's a short week, right? July 4th and all that. Was it July 4th? No, it's back to normal. So
I can share a kind of win. It's not a win-win yet, but
yeah.
I can share my story.
Nice.
So so we're working on lead right now in the Oakland Hills. It's been we've been following up for like 2 months, especially my win. So these leads came from a cold calling. They're pre-foreclosure. So finally, we got an appointment yesterday to come and meet them in person. We walked the house.
Yeah.
They're in a really good condition, and the ARV, it's like 1.3 and 50.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of negotiated yesterday. Price it's 850.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, they were looking 9, and I said 8. So we tried to negotiate something in between, and they kind of agreed to that now. And then I have another appointment, next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I was there yesterday ready with an agreement and all that, but they were, they just didn't want it to sign it, right there.
Yeah. So
I didn't want to be pushy, and because they have to make another phone call because I think there was somebody else trying to help them to stop their foreclosure, but they're they only got 10 days.
Yeah.
So it's just time goes by, just getting closer to the auction.
Yeah.
But this time, because just for my experience that I lost the other deal like 2 months ago, so this time I'm more prepared.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do whatever I can to stop the foreclosure.
Yeah. So you might have to even pay the bank, right? Pay the bank or something.
Yes, well, I got different strategies now that whatever. And the good thing on the last deal that I got with some attorneys, that they can stop the sale pretty quick.
Nice.
So that's another tool that I have right now, and that's kind of my and also I've been looking at the properties, still negotiating another one in Oakland.
Yeah.
But this one is the more interesting right now because the huge, a lot of spread in there.
Yeah.
And they're really, they're motivated because, they got no other option. Mm-hmm. The only thing, that they've been there for decades, so it's a lot of sentimental. Like they don't want to move out, but they know that eventually, if they don't do anything, they got no other choice.
Yeah. Nice. I like it. Very good spread, motivated seller. and they have to sell, right? Or else they're gonna lose the house, so they have to sell.
Yes, and that, like I say, it came from a cold calling, and it's mostly like a follow up. I've been following up like every week until we finally got an appointment to see the house, and the house is in a really good condition. Just because it only needs the kitchen and the bathroom for sure, but the rest, it's in good shape. They just did a roof, and also they did a new furnace and solar. Just that some older leads, so they've been in foreclosure for quite a time.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like finally coming to the end.
Wow, that's awesome. So I hope you get that one. So next Tuesday, we'll have some good news next Tuesday.
Yes.
All right. So very nice. And from cold calling, so cold calling still works. Pre-foreclosure still works. It's just harder because everyone hits them, but it's okay. It's just a matter of taking that risk, taking that chance, right? Keep on taking action. So very nice. Thank you for sharing that story. So now we're gonna go over some quick market updates. Some very, very quick market updates. Because we just want a nice post on the market to see where we are at. So this is the Bay Area MOS right here. So every week we just like to look at actives and pendings for specifically single families, since that's what we're tracking. Just single family. And it's something just very quick. I'm not an economist or anything like that, but I just like to see what's going out there by the inventory. So this is the actual numbers. How many active properties right now, active single family in Santa Clara County? 1,020. So actives, 1,020. So did that go up or down from last week? Remember last week we only had 800? And then the week before that we had 1,000. So it seems to hover around 1,000. So 1,000 is actually a healthy market. It's gonna go pending quick. Let's see how many are under 1.2. 246. So what does that mean? That means there's more affordable housing compared to last week, but it always hovers around that. So we haven't seen any big jump yet. So now let's look at the pendings. How many pendings in Santa Clara County single family at the moment? So pending right now, Santa Clara County, it's saying 2,500 plus. Something doesn't look right. Let me see.
You did pending and solds.
Oh, pending and sold. So it's supposed to be pending and contingents. Good catch. So 1232. Very similar to last week. Not a big change. And how many sold within 1 week from last week? So how many sold? Is there a difference? Sold in Santa Clara County. What did I do last time? 0 to 30. 0 through 30. 1248. Sold in last 30 days. So it should be less, right? Sell dates. 135. So only 135 sold within the last 30 days, which is kind of similar, but it's kind of going down from 300 to 172, 135. So that's the only change right there. But everything else, inventory pending, it's still strong. There's still more pending than actives. So that's a very good sign, as long as there's more pending than actives for now, right? But it's getting close. We want to see that breaking point. What if there's more actives than pendings? That's a bad sign, right? That means inventory is starting to build up. So let's keep on looking at the market. So let's look at pending again. I didn't do pending under 1.2. So let's see pending under 1.2. 354. So very close to last time, last week. So no big change yet. So that's a good sign, right? What if we start to see 1,200 houses on the market, 1,500 houses on the market? So let's keep on monitoring that post every single week. So that's a quick market updates. Market is still stable, still strong for now. So let's see how it goes. Here is a quick lead that I'm going to see tomorrow. If anyone wants to join me tomorrow, this one is a little bit far. This one is all the way in Santa Rosa. Anyone know where this one is? Santa Rosa. It's listed. It's listed. It's a fixer. It's near Napa Valley. We know the agents. They brought the deal to us, and they said all it needs is a foundation. There's something wrong with the foundation, but it looks okay, right, Conrado? I don't think there's anything major. There's no big cracks on the ceiling or anything like that.
Yeah, it looks good from the picture. So yeah, we'll have to see what what the damages are in the foundation.
Yeah. So here is one crack, but
Did
yeah.
they have any inspection or reports yet, or we
Um,
might be able to see some of the foundation photos?
a good question. I don't know. I don't know if they have any reports. I can ask them, but there's cracks. Yeah, so I'm starting to see more and more cracks now. But I don't think it's a major foundation issue. So it might be just stabilizing it, or I'm not sure. So let's review this
When
one.
when are you planning to? Are you gonna go look at it?
Yeah, probably tomorrow. You want to check it out tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow won't work for me because I
Yeah.
got some activities.
Okay. Maybe Monday or Tuesday because it's still listed, so we still have a little bit of time.
Yeah, Monday I can make it work
Yeah.
anytime.
Okay. Let me ask them for Monday. So this one is 3 beds, right? 3 beds. Let's understand the property. 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 2,000 square feet. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2,200 square feet, and it's a fairly decent condition. It looks decent, right? It's not like super ugly. Built 1978, so that's not too old. And then the lot is 7,000 square feet, so it's a pretty good sized lot. The price is already 630, 630K. So we're trying to see, is there a spread here? At least we want like a 200K spread. So is there a spread here? Let's go to an MLS real quick. So it does help to have all the tools. Quick quarter-mile search right here. 4 results. That's good. The highest sold in this area, 850. 850. That's the highest sold. But there's only one. So we usually want more sold than one. But one good thing is that it's 2020. So that was the low price point of the time. That's when everyone was scared of COVID and all the riots and the election. So that's good. We could probably push slightly higher than that because this year is much better. It's a much hotter market this year. This one's really nice though, with a balcony and a deck. I don't think we're gonna build that. I don't think ours is gonna be that nice. So 850 seems doable. It's kind of outdated. It's not like super remodeled. But there's some nice features, like a nice fireplace, nice sliding glass doors, really big. So it's pretty good moving condition, walk-in closets and all that. And it has a nice golf course view. So I'm not sure we have a golf course view. So now let's see, where are we on the map? Are we next to the golf course or where are we? I think we are. Yeah, we're next to the golf course as well. So this is a golf course community. So that's good. That's a usually high-end community. 101 is nearby, but not too close. So if we were around here, it would be a little bit noisy, but we're a little bit tucked away. So that's good. And we're next to a casino. Whoever wants to live here and gamble every day, it'll be perfect. So next to a casino. So 630 ARV 850K. What's that spread look like? That's about maybe 200K. 200K, and then the remodel would be easily 100K, right, Conrado? Foundation updated. I think it's easy 100K.
Yeah, for sure.
And then closing costs at least 5%, right? 5% of 850K. So let's just say 10% is 80K. So cut in half, that's 5%. So that's 40K. So you're looking at gross profits about 60K. and we're not even including hard money costs and all that. So we might probably just break even on this one. Maybe we can flip it for fun to break even. Just for fun. Who wants to do that? Let's get some experience. Yeah, I don't think there's much of a spread. We got to get the price down. Maybe 575, but it's a hot home. So any type of hot home, that means a lot of people are looking at it. A lot of people are gonna try to bid on this one. So we'll see. We'll see how to gauge this one. We know the agent, so that's one advantage. So that's a quick flip that we got throughout the week just by networking, just by calling agents. So keep on calling real estate agents, and if you want to call homeowners, we can skip trace for you. So there's a lot of different skip tracing websites. I just found about another one from hearing Don Acosta speak. He said something skip, I totally forgot. I wrote down the notes.
Skip Genie?
Skip is something with a T. So skip something, but it's only 8 cents per number. We're using Lead Sherpa. Lead Sherpa is 15 cents. Kind of expensive, right? So.
What about GeoPoint? I see that they're advertising a lot. I don't know how they're good they are.
Yeah.
Does anybody use them?
GeoPoint?
Yes, GeoPoint.
Yeah, I haven't tried them, so maybe it would be good to try them too. So a lot of people, when they skip trace, they use multiple sources just to get the numbers, right? Because you never know where they're getting it from. I like Lead Sherpa because they're actually checking the quality control, because we text blast through there. So whatever ones that doesn't return, they update it. But I like the ASEN. So let me find out what company that was. Don Acosta, he's doing like 200 flips a year. So he's doing quite a bit. And so if he's using this one for only 8 cents, then we can use that one too. But he says he used multiple if he doesn't have the number. So whoever wants to cold call, feel free to get all of our numbers on Lead Sherpa. We already paid like thousands of dollars. Might as well just keep on hitting them. Just keep on hitting them over and over and over. Just hit them, text them, hit them in different ways, call them. So just keep on taking action. It's all about action, right? Kind of like Conrado took action and called the pre-foreclosure, even though everyone says don't hit pre-foreclosure because everyone's hitting them, and then Conrado got it. So there's still a possibility, right? Just keep on calling, keep on meeting agents.
I think usually, yeah, I forgot to mention that how we got an appointment was because, normally they're like, give us an offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they want to hear a number. So, I just say, CeeLo says, your property is valued at $1 million.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can offer that, but, it's subject for me, that I have to go and see the property.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how they got motivated, when I said million.
Yeah.
And then, I asked them like what number will work. They say 9. So then that's why I went lower. But at least, just to get in a conversation, because without conversation, you have nothing.
Exactly. Okay. So that's really good. So start with a high price. Start with a reasonable price. Don't lowball them, right? Start with a reasonable, gauge the interest. Just get to know them. Marcel had a question. Marcel?
Yeah, I just wanted to know some advice when calling agents and following up. Most of the time, they've already heard, that you work with a team of cash buyers, and what other things, I guess, should I say to kind of for them to keep me in mind when they do have some fixers or whatnot, because I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to follow up with agents and they're not really responding, to where I'm pretty sure they've heard it before, or they can tell that I'm like a new guy.
Yeah. So good question. What other things can we say? So always think, how can we make them money? So it's not about us. How can we make them money? So if you have, let's say, off-market leads, think about the agent's perspective. They're always working with buyers. They're always working with sellers. And what do they need for buyers? So if they're working with buyers, they're looking for off-market for their buyers too. So just say, hey, we might have some off-markets that we came across. It's not a good flip, but maybe your buyers can buy it. Can you let us know your buyer criterias right now? So think how to help them. And then on the seller side, they always need help with remodeling. So anytime they have a listing or something, every listing agent needs help with remodeling. They don't have time. They don't have the experience. They don't have contacts. They don't have all that. So just say, hey, we can offer some construction, remodeling, some project management. We have a lot of contractors on our team, and we can help you get your property ready to remodel. We can even front the money, right? So a lot of companies are doing this now. Compass is doing it. Every single real estate company is fronting the money. So you have to compete. You have to stand out. So you have to offer more and more services to the agents. So the main goal is to build trust and relationship, right? Trust and relationship. If you don't have anything to offer, then they don't want to talk to you, right? So you have to have something to offer, just something. Just say have some projects coming up, and leverage other people's projects. It doesn't have to be your project. So whatever area they are, let's say San Mateo, and so reach out to San Mateo flippers. Any off market you come across San Mateo, talk to them about those deals. So it is much harder now, right? Because everyone's calling real estate agents now. Everyone's texting real estate agents. As a real estate agent, I get texts all the time too, and then I play around them. I ask them, what do you have, and what do you want to buy? And I just like talking to people, just for fun. So keep on doing that. Keep on thinking how to make money for them. They're looking for that buyer commission too. So it's a good question.
Yeah, I usually bring up the commission, but they're also saying like, yeah, I've had a couple agents say, yeah, they always say that, or maybe it's they're looking for a little more, so I'll ask for them to put me on like a buyer's list or whatnot, but they're not as interested or motivated to contact me. I usually have to keep following up, and then they just won't respond.
Yeah, so it's just a numbers game, and a lot of agents probably don't want to work with us too. So you have to find the right ones that's willing to work with us, and keep on sending them things that you come across. Say, I came across off market. What do you think? Or see what type of buyers they have, because they're usually working with a few home buyers, regular home buyers, and just say, hey, where are your buyers looking? Because we're constantly marketing. I can help market that area for you. I'll text blast that area for you, and if I get a lead, we can just connect them to your buyer directly or something. So keep on thinking, what do they want? They want to make money, right? So how can you help them make more money? Not just by the traditional, give them the flip, give them the listing. Everyone does that. So how can you actually find their buyers off market and teach them how we find off market deals? Which we're actually going to show you right now, how to find off market deals on Property Radar. So keep on sharing everything that you're doing. So it is kind of hard. It is challenging. A lot of agents, it's hard to build relationships on the phone, so we have to meet them in person, things like that. Maybe meet them at their listing if they have a listing, their open house, and just keep on sharing your ideas to get more deals. Okay, cool. We can touch more on that next time too, on how maybe I'll call some agents, and we can do that live next time as well. So let's check out this fat flip. It's almost 10:30 already. We have to go to our main agenda right here with open source real estate. But let's check out this one real quick. This is a very motivating deal right here. So this one, thank you Jennifer and Jeff for finding us this cool flip right here. So right now, this one already sold for 1.6. Guess how much they bought this for? Wild guess. Anyone? Wild guess.
500,000.
500. Yeah, you're close. They bought this for 757.
Wow.
That's crazy, right? 757. So they just doubled their money. Yes, and it's a pretty big house already, 1,300 square feet. And you'll be amazed how they got this deal. So they got this deal on the MLS for 757. So imagine that on the MLS. It's just sitting on the MLS. Where is it? Wait, something's off here. 922. Wait, this is ours. Yeah, this is ours. Right here. Kingfisher. So Kingfisher. Let's check out the tax record. FS Investment made like $500,000 in one deal. So they got it September 2020, not too long ago, right? September to now, it's only like 9 months. It says MOS, but I don't think they got it on the MOS. I think they got it off market. I couldn't find a MOS. So now let's really dig into this. So think about this seller criteria that they targeted. So 2003 was when this seller bought. It's probably a homeowner, and they have a low mortgage, so they bought in 2003. So how many years of ownership is that? So we usually target 10-year ownership plus. So is that within our seller criteria? I think so, right? So if we text blast this person last year, we could have got this for $757, right? Because it hits our criteria: 10-year plus, owner occupied, low mortgage, and low property tax. So we could have got this $757. And let's say how much is the remodel? 1,300 square feet times. It's a really nice remodel. So I'm thinking 150 per square feet, even 200 per square feet. Let's say even 200 per square feet. That's like 200 grand, right? 200 grand. So buy for 757. Put in 200 grand. Total cost is about $1 million. Sell for 1.6. So they made like $500,000. Man, $500,000. So who's ready to code call? Let's code call Willow Glen. Willow Glen, it's a very interesting area, right? But I think they got a much higher price than they anticipated, because they did landscaping. So landscaping actually makes a big difference. Diana George always talks about landscaping. She says some of her best flips is because of landscaping. That's the only reason. Okay, cool. So that's a fat flip. There's another flat flip that our friend did in Mountain View. They bought it for 1.6. They put in like 400 grand, and they sold it for over 2.6. 2.6. So 1.6, 400 grand. That's 2 million. 2 million sell over 2.6. They make about $250,000 on this one. So another $250,000 flip, just like that. $250,000, all less than 1 year. So we don't need a job, right? We just flip house, make $250,000. That's enough. $250,000. Okay, and then let me talk about Property Radar real quick, because it's really easy to build a list. So let's say, what city does someone want to target? Anyone wants to target a specific city or zip code or anything like that?
How about Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh. Okay, let's target Pittsburgh. So this is Property Radar. Just it's only like $100 a month. This is a new list. So all you have to do is put in the city, Pittsburgh, California, add criteria, close this, and then we just want single family, right? So property type, single family. You can do anything: condo, multifamily, commercial, but let's just target single family. So there's 16,000 single family in Pittsburgh right now. 16,000, right? 16,000. So 16,000, and then we want to cap it off with a year built. We don't want houses too new, right? And we don't want houses too old. So maybe 1920. So we're gonna cap that off, and then we're gonna cap it off by ownership. So we can target how long have they owned this. So transfer right here. Most recent ownership, purchase dates. So remember, 10-year plus, just like the Willow Glen, 2003, they sold in 2020, that's 17 years. So 10-year plus is kind of like the sweet spot we've been noticing. The longer the better, 15, 20 years, but let's just say 10 years. So from 10 years from now is 2011, right? 10 years, July 2011. So these are all the people that own a house 10 years. So 11,000, that's still a lot. We usually want under 10,000. So let's even stretch it out further, another 5 years. So another 5 years, 11,000. And then there's even more criteria if you want more criteria. There's low property tax, because you don't want to buy anything over $1 million, right? So if it's property tax are high, over 8,000, then it's over $1 million. That's too expensive. So let's see how far that brings it down.
Tom?
Yeah.
Do you have time? Well, I was gonna share another flip they did in Oakland. I'm looking for property there.
Okay.
Just to everybody to get familiar with Oakland, like how it's changing.
Nice. Okay. What's the address?
2625 Parker Avenue.
Parker?
Yes.
All right, Parker. Okay, is this a fat flip?
Check it out.
Sold for $715, and how much did they buy for? 200, 300?
Check it out.
They bought it for $270. Oh man, what? $270. They doubled up. So $270, put in like $100,000. That's only $100,000 remodel. It's a small house. So they made $250,000 in Oakland. Man, I'm starting to like Oakland, even though I get robbed there all the time. But it's worth it.
Yeah, and this looks more like a cosmetic flip, like nothing really, really crazy.
Yeah, man, Oakland. Who'd have thought? Did you guys hear that the basketball player's car got broken into? He stopped by Oakland, and they smashed his windows and all that. That's how scary Oakland is. We might lose all of our tools, but we're gonna make $250,000. It's okay.
We can buy all new tools and
yeah. That's worth it, right? Lose our tools.
Juan Diaz says always buy Ryobi because they're cheap, and who cares if they get stolen?
Man, okay, who cares? We're gonna make $250,000. You're right. All right, very nice flip. That's a fat flip. So now let's look at that seller criteria real quick, and then we're gonna jump on to open source, and we want to hear about what they're doing. So let's look at this seller criteria. What kind of seller was this that sold their house for only $270? Russell Phillips sold his house for $270. He owned it since 1990. So look at that year of ownership. That's almost 40. Wait, they bought it in 2020. Yeah, that's 40-year ownership. So our criteria is working, right? 40-year ownership. So now maybe we should target people 40-year ownership or 30-year ownership, because that's hitting that seller criteria. And then the year built, that's perfect. 1930, that falls within our 1920 and 1990. Square footage we don't really care about too much, but this would have fallen into our seller criteria. So we could have got this, Conrado. Man.
Yeah, and I think this one, I think they got it off market because of the price.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They probably went directly with the owner, with Russell and Phillips right here. Apple Creek, man, they made $250,000. Amazing. Okay, so now let's get ready to bring up our special guest speakers, Abe and Alex. You guys, let me make you co-host just in case you want to share your screen or anything like that. Okay, so let me make you co-host, and then I'll type notes on the side just for fun. Here's Alex's Facebook and email and number. You want to contact Alex, is all there for you guys. Okay, take it away, Abe.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom. All right, so my video's on, right?
I think so. I think you have to you have to share screen.
Let me share my screen. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
All
okay,
right.
Perfect. I see it now.
Yeah, so this the presentation we're going over today is a little bit controversial about going to different markets. So I would say if you're dead set on your market, that's fine. This is for people who are having trouble in their market and they're open to other markets. I'm here to tell you that it's not you, it's your market. So I think it's relevant to what we were discussing earlier in this meeting. So a little background about what my team and I do. In the past year, we acquired $16 million in commercial property.
Wow.
So these are the properties that we purchased. We raised funds from mostly friends and family, but investor funds. So we put in some of our own money but we primarily syndicated these properties. And we've talked about how we did this and what that process looked like in some other presentation we have recorded. But to sum it up, I think Tom's been repeating over and over, which I love, is take action, take action, take action. I think the only way you can, move quickly in real estate is being obsessed with taking action and just taking action over knowledge. So that's brief background about what we're up to. And these are primarily in Reno, and one is a motel in Lake Tahoe, but we're going soon to expand into some other markets. So the topic is, a lot of people say, like, why can't I find good flips? I'm talking to off-market sellers. I'm looking on market, and there's so much competition, and there is some margin, like you see the fat flips that Tom showed, but a lot of them you're really breaking even or barely making any money, and you're wondering why. And I would say apple trees prove that it's not you, it's your market. So you're probably like, what the hell does that mean? So let's look at this analogy of apple trees changing with seasons. So there's the bare apple tree, and then when their apples are in season, you have these ripe, juicy apples. And then when the season ends, you have this bare tree again. So what does this have to do with real estate? Well, markets are kind of similar. We'll call a market a deal tree. They change with the seasons where, there's a point in time where there's these low margin deals. And then there's a certain point in time in the market where there's these ripe, juicy deals when you come in and you can grab them all. And then once enough people are there grabbing all the deals, it goes back to this low margin deal cycle. So in my mind, apple trees and real estate markets are the exact same. The only difference is the seasons of apple trees are very easy to track. It's, the winter, summer, spring. That's all you need to know. You need to know what month it is. With markets, to know when deals are in season, it's a little more nuanced. So I'll show you how you can track the season of a market. So in this graph that I slapped together in 10 seconds, these lines aren't necessarily accurate. It's more to show the general trend of demand over time. So the blue line is primary residence buyers. And when you're in a appreciating market, a rapidly appreciating market, in the beginning, it's all these primary residence buyers are coming in and they're looking for nice housing. They're moving from maybe less affordable areas into these areas, driving these prices up. And flippers and investors come in, but they usually come in later. The demand usually lags behind. So eventually it gets to the point where the demand is very high for these investors and flippers but that's usually when the market is already saturated. So if you come in at the very beginning when homeowners are just starting to move in and there's not a lot of buzz, there's low margin deals because, the prices you can get off market or even find some on market are pretty close to what the prices were a year ago because the prices haven't changed that much. If you go here in the middle, when there's tons of home buyers coming in right before the investors and the flippers are all there, this is where you have the biggest price discrepancy of how you can find a cheap deal. And then once all the investors flock, which is probably what you're seeing in, San Jose, what you're seeing in Austin, Texas, places like this, the competition is so high that there's less meat on the bone now. So back to the ripe, juicy deals, the two reasons are, if all these primary residence buyers are coming in, they're looking for nice houses, but the market still hasn't completely changed. So there's all these dilapidated houses ready for value add without all the investors and flippers there searching. So there's low competition and a high supply of potential value add projects because the streets are changing very rapidly. And then many sellers are still out of touch. If you look at a market where it's seen a lot of appreciation in the past few years and no one's talking about it, when you talk off market to these sellers, they think the prices are still 3 years ago. We talked to Reno sellers and they're like, oh yeah, Reno's a piece of shit. Sure, take my property. They don't know what happened over the past 3 years of how much it appreciated. So when you go to a place like Austin, Texas, all the sellers, not all of the sellers, but a vast majority have heard the buzz, have heard the hype. They've been texted 50 times each and they've all gotten offers. So now they know what market price is. Or if it's still appreciating and the market is still changing, they at least know, oh, I should check market because it's been changing so rapidly. Who knows what the prices are now? So that's a sweet spot to get in. And So let me show something a little more tangible. So my claim is there's certain markets where you can get these ripe deals with a lot of margin on the table if you just get in at the right time. So what does flipping look like when deals are in season, when you're in the right market? I'm going to go over two deals that we've done in Reno. So I showed you on the first slide, all the properties we purchased. These properties we didn't actually purchase, we wholesaled to somebody else, but they're good examples of the flips to be had in ripe markets. So 210 Cheney Street is a triplex purchased for $415,000 in February 2021. We purchased this, we put it in escrow, put it under contract in maybe 10, 15 text messages. We actually texted them about some other property, and they're like, oh, do you mean this property? And we're like, sure, we'll take that one. And they gave us the property at $415,000. There was a flipper in the area. We gave them the property for a $120,000 wholesale fee. So they were buying it for $415,000. On top of that, they gave us a $120,000 fee. They put in at most $100,000 rehab, $30,000 a unit, very cosmetic type rehab. And now, just 5 months later, they just listed it for $950,000. So on a high leverage loan, let's say 35%, something like that, you're easily making over 100% of your money. You can do the math on this one. But I think worst case, it's going to sell for $900,000 given the market, but it's listed for $950,000 right now. And just very minimal rehab. So when you're in these ripe markets, it's not about necessarily getting the lowest bids or, doing the craziest rehab. It's just that you come in and you get the low price because sellers are out of touch because the hype is not there yet. So 645 and 655 Quincy, this is the last example I'll show you. It's a 5 unit and a 6 unit. One of them we purchased off market. Again, it was maybe 15 text messages, super easy. One was 6 units. It was already on market, and we picked up both around $100,000 a unit. So $1.1 million January 2021. I think the reason why the on market one was so cheap was because, again, people are out of touch with the market, and this area is not that nice. But what we do know is this area will get a lot nicer because of the trends in Reno. And you have to be in touch with your market, and it has to be a market with not all the buzz. And you can see when houses and properties are undervalued. So also we're picking up 11 units at, single family home prices when you're in these type of markets. So we actually had some buyers that we knew that we worked with in the past. We gave them this contract for $1.1 million for both of the properties in exchange for an $85,000 wholesale fee. So by the way, we would have loved to run these projects because we believed in them. At the time, we were low in liquidity. So our main thing was let's find deals. And if we have money, let's raise funds and close them ourselves. If we don't have money, let's wholesale them to other people so we can get liquidity. So it's basically, get a way to get a lump sum cash. So they put in $80,000 on the 6 unit. I'm not 100% sure what they put in the 5 unit, but I would assume it's around $70,000. They're very similar. They're right next door. And on the 6 unit alone, they got an offer for $1.1 million. So same as the original purchase price they got on just the 6 unit. And I'd say the expected sale price is around $2 million as of today. And again, we would have loved to run this project. We knew there was a lot of margin on the table. We just didn't have the liquidity that we needed in order to do this type of project. So, when you're in these other type of markets, you can wholesale them for, massive fees. And because there's so much margin on the table to be had. And the rehab is usually just, replace carpet with LVP, paint some countertops, paint the outside. You don't really need luxury because these areas don't really have high demand in luxury. It's maybe getting them to like just a B plus quality type from maybe C plus. So that's what flipping looks like when you're in a market where there's just a lot of sellers out of touch and low competition for value add, but the market is just rapidly appreciating and nobody knows about it. So how do you find out which markets are like this? How do you find markets where there's meat on the bone? Well, I would say only look at markets with less than 800,000 people because there's a high chance if it's rapidly appreciating and it has 1 million people, everybody knows about it. Everybody's there. There's probably tons of investors and flippers that live there, because it's easy, right? If you're in your own market, it's easy to invest there. So you're exchanging your comfortability and easy and convenience with way more competition. So if you go, okay, forget this market that I'm in, I'm going to go to some smaller markets. And then the second step is it has to be a good market. It has to be rapidly appreciating and has to have good job income growth, population growth, median household income growth, things like that. So this video, a very sophisticated investor syndicator, he created a 1-hour video, how to analyze a market, just looking at certain metrics. Very straightforward. It's very cookie cutter. You can just make a spreadsheet of all cities, 200,000 to 800,000 people, and look at the market fundamentals and see, look at those benchmarks and see if it works. So these are the markets that we've looked at and that we've determined are good markets. So Reno, we got in about a year ago. I would say it's starting to become an overripe market. All the sellers we're talking to now, they're saying, oh, I know how much my building's worth now, or like, oh, Reno is appreciating so quickly, good luck. And that's when we were like, maybe we should start going to other markets now. I think this market's kind of tapped out. I think all of the apples have been picked, and now everyone knows about the appreciation. Now it's time to go to a new market where the cycle is fresh again. And I guarantee there's some cities in California that would fall under here. We're not looking in California currently, but if you're set on California, I bet you there's areas nearby the Bay where they can hit these metrics, where they have strong market fundamentals, less than $800,000 population, and maybe they're still a drive away. So that's pretty much the whole topic. We have a Facebook group, Open Source Real Estate. We have a Meetup, and that's my phone number. That was very high level, so if anyone has questions, I'd love to answer them.
Yeah, that was really good. So you bought the 5-unit this year, January 2021, right? The 5-unit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's check that out real quick. So imagine if we bought that one together at that time in January, we could have made $1 million.
Yeah.
So I should have met you sooner, man. We lost out.
Yeah, I mean, we find a lot of these deals because we're going to these markets where there's low competition, and we're going after asset classes that have even lower competition. Like, some of the things we're purchasing are like retail building, and some people think retail is riskier, but if you can get it for 50% off, then the risk is kind of taken away.
Exactly. And then how much are the rents? So let's play with these numbers for the 6-unit. So you're buying $100,000 a door. How much can you rent each one for? It looks like 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom configuration.
So 2 bedrooms in this area will probably go for about like $1,300. Yeah, I would say
$1,300. So $1,300. So you're hitting that 1% rule in Reno. So this is the property right here. It's pretty clean, right? Pretty nice, clean. It's not like an ugly neighborhood. Let me see if I can get.
Just had the rents were like, 50% of market rent. The owners are just very out of touch because the rents have appreciated 5% year over year.
5%. Wow. And there's no rent control, so that's another good thing too, right?
Yeah.
So no rent control. Nice, clean market. 2-bedroom, 1-bath. I like those better than the studios or the 1-bedroom. And look at the area. It's just clean, right? It's not like ugly. It's not like farms. It's right next to the casino, right? What is this?
Yeah, I think that's GSR.
Nice.
So, or actually, no, I think that might be the hospital.
Hospital.
The other one, 210 Cheney Street, that's in a really nice area. That's like in a very quickly appreciating area. Yeah. That's why it's $300,000 a unit.
Wow. So imagine
but the house doesn't look nice, or the triplex doesn't look nice.
Yeah, this sold for $1 million. So fully renovated, $1 million. Fully renovated. So it's pretty nice remodel, but very standard, right? It's not like super high end or anything. Super standard. They use the same tiles for everything. This is usually for the floor, not for backsplash, but it works in Reno. It works. They just had extra floor tiles and threw it everywhere.
Yeah, in Reno, you can do whatever.
Man, I like it. They didn't even change the flooring. It's all mixed match, and it still hit $1 million. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about these markets with low competition. The real value is you can get in at such a low price that all you have to do is make it a little bit nicer, and you can make money.
Wow. So we could have made $2 million with you already, just like that. Man, where were you? Wow, that's pretty incredible. So this one, pretty much half off, 50% off ARV. So I wonder how we can work together now, because you guys are good at finding deals. We have the money, and we can even fly out there and live out there for a month or two just to knock out the remodel. We're gonna bring our whole construction crew. Conrado, you ready?
Yeah, I'm down for it. Yeah, let's do it.
We're gonna live in the house, even if it's haunted or not.
Yeah, anywhere in the nation.
Yeah, so
we're about to go into the Raleigh MSA, North Carolina, Durham MSA right next door, and then Phoenix Mesa. What's the other one? Chandler MSA.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Just let us know wherever the next one is. Well, I think collectively, this group right here, we can easily raise the money for it, and then we'll even handle the remodel, because Conrado has the most construction experience, and then I have
Awesome.
some tools, but I don't know how to use it. But
I mean, we're in a, I guess, unique position. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can do some training on how to use the tools and how to swing the hammer.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, just let us know. We're really excited for you guys. You guys are doing all the right things, and you're just like 21 years old, right?
24. Yeah.
Okay, 24. That's still young. So 24 years old, 15 million in commercial real estate. So imagine by the time you're 30, you're gonna have like $100 million in real estate, right?
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
Yep. So keep on doing what you're doing. We're gonna support you all the way. So thank you again for joining us. Does anyone have any questions? This is a lot of information all within an hour. We're kind of rushing because we want to go to the next meetup. But anyone has any last minute questions before we wrap up?
Hey Tom, I do have a question, Tom. This is Jimmy. Hey Abe, thanks again for taking the time to share this with us. Quick question for you regarding the you mentioned regarding the liquidity piece. How do you go about raising funds, as well as also what kind of percentage are you providing in return for some of the investors?
Yeah, so how we go about raising funds originally was solely friends and family and referrals through them. We're thinking about opening it up to all accredited investors. That's a different rule for us. You have to get through with the Securities Exchange Commission rules like that. So we do everything, the whole legal process, things like that. But what we do is we just find a project. We raise money project by project. We look at the project. We underwrite very conservatively. We if market rent's $1,500, let's write it as $1,200. So we have this analysis where we write out every single thing. Let's say it takes us a year to place tenants and to get the rents to this level, and assuming vacancy, and then we put a 20% buffer on our rehab, and then we know how much we need to raise, and then we might raise 10-20% more just to be safe, and don't ask for another raise. So then we determine how much money we're going to raise, and the way we determine if the deal is something we should take is how much money we can raise. Can we give our investors a 20% IRR over a 3 to 5 year holding period? And if we can do that and we can make money ourselves, then we usually structure it that way, where we put in some money or sometimes no money, but at the end, profit is divided either 70%, 30%, 50%, 50%. It all depends on how easy the deal is, how low risk, how high reward, etc. But yeah, we shoot for a conservative 18 to 20% IRR. I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with that terminology, but it's similar to like an annual return. But that's what we strive for our investors. And we have just certain agreements, like let's say if a project were to sell for less, like let's say we can't hit that return that we've shown, Then we have a thing where we give up to a year of our cash flow and redistribute it to our investors just to give them more psychological safety and things like that. So we haven't lost money on our deals. But we give people that confidence that we believe in the deal with those type of clauses.
Thanks, Abe.
Yep, and I think you're pretty safe because a lot of your property you're buying 50% below value, and it's a very low holding cost. So that's what I really like about all your guys' properties. Super low cost basis versus the Bay Area. Our cost basis is super high, and we don't really cash flow. So
yeah, and so the other type of properties that we're looking at, like the ones we had to wholesale, we could have raised money to close on them, but we like to have our own buffers in case in case something were to go wrong, even though we're conservative. So we still don't want to overextend. So sometimes we'll just wholesale them off if we don't want to overextend.
All right, you can wholesale to us now.
Yeah.
We're all moving wherever you guys are going.
I'll show you anything we have. Anything we have, we'll show you and see if we can work together, whether it's partnering, wholesaling, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's going to pitch in $100,000 each, and then we'll pay it off cash. All right.
Sounds good.
Sounds good, everyone. So thank you. Thank you all for joining. Thank you guys for coming and speaking with us. I can't wait to see what you guys have in the future. So get Abe's contact. Reach out to Abe, see what he has. And we will see you at San Jose at the restaurant. So I'm going to show you that place again. Vietnam Town, just go 101, exit Story Road. So this is another real estate group. So it'll be good to network, meet people, just kind of hear what people are doing. It's very fascinating. There's a lot of money to be made out there, right? There's all this money that we're not making. So we could have made $1 million, Abe, $1 million. You could have been retired by 25.
We still will. We'll still make it.
Okay, we'll still make it. We're going to make $1 million this year. We got 6 months. All right, thank you, everyone. I'm going to wrap up, and we will see you next week. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,